As a warden of Parchment Penitentiary in Mississippi, Don Cabana had the responsibility to carry out executions. During his time at Parchment Penitentiary, he supervised the execution of Edward Earl Johnson and Connie Ray Evans. One of these executions was particularly problematic for him because of the strong possibility that he executed an innocent man, Edward Earl Johnson.
It's not uncommon for death row prisoners to maintain their innocence. By the time you get inside the death chamber and it's apparent that the execution is going to take place, usually something happens, and they may not come right out and say, I did it. You know, warden, would you tell the victim's family I'm sorry? Warden, would you tell my mama I'm sorry? Something that says, I did this. Edward didn't do that. And so I leaned down and whispered in his ear. And I thought maybe I could reach him because I really wanted to make sure that he was at peace with his God and himself. And I said, Edward, it's not important for you to confess to this crime. It's not important that anybody here in this room hears the truth. The only thing that's important is that you let your Maker, your God, know the truth, and that you be at peace with him. And he looked at me and very calmly said, Warden, I'm at peace with my God. How are you going to be with yours?
Do you think he did it?
I don't believe it.
Do you think an innocent man might be going to his death?
Possibility.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
The former governor, since that time, has kind of come to the conclusion that this boy probably was innocent. You know, he and I are good friends and have remained so. And the one thing that we talk about when we get together is, let's both hope that he was guilty, because the idea that we would have to live with the fact that he signed the death warrant and I carried out an execution on an innocent kid is something that I would not want to have to deal with.
Last night, officer came down and he told us that they was conducting some kind of test outside for the gas chamber. I gathered that they was trying it out, you know. And, when he said that, it gripped me, you know. And, you know, they trying it out. Not only gripped me in my heart, but it gripped everybody else. Because it's the thoughts, you know. They just already assuming that they're gonna kill me. You could hear the same sounds, almost identical, same smell when they executed the last man. They said cyanide smells sort of like almonds or cinnamon or something. If my appeals don't succeed, if they're rejected, I only have 12 days to do it.
We're supposed to be vicious and cruel, but this goes beyond anything that anyone could ever do. Lord have mercy.
For me, the moral implications from my personal religious background and upbringing weighed heavily. And I knew when I executed Connie Ray Evans, when I left that night to go to the press conference and my wife met me outside, it just kind of hit me all at once and the tears came and I said, I won't ever do this again. Every time the warden executes a prisoner, a piece of him dies too. It's a very personal thing. It leaves you feeling very frustrated. It leaves you feeling dirty. I have said, you know, in addition to the 2 executions I did at Parchman, I was involved with a 3rd execution there and 1 in the Florida State Prison. Each of those 4 times, I went home to my house in the middle of the night and climbed in the shower and scrubbed and scrubbed and scrubbed. But you can't make yourself feel clean. You see, while everybody else in the state of Mississippi was sleeping in the middle of the night, I was killing somebody for. And everybody else gets to get up the next morning like nothing out of the ordinary happened. It's one thing to sit at McDonald's over a cup of coffee and say, boy, I'd go up to San Quentin tonight and pull the switch. But it's another thing if you actually have to do it. I was troubled as I stood watching these guys die in the gas chamber, thinking, what do my children deep down inside think of their father? What does my wife think of me? And ultimately, what is my God going to ask of me when my time comes to be judged? And I think that more than anything else weighed very heavily on me.